wasn't planning to do any filming at all today, here in my glamorous welly boots. But at the house, this little thing has come into my life and we're going to set him free out in the meadow. But before we do that, I'll show you what it is. I need to feed Lulu because she is otherwise going to want to eat him, follow us to where we're going. You coming for this egg then, Missy? Meow. Yes, meow. Eggs for you. She loves eggs, does Lulu, but she thankfully hasn't worked out how to get the shell off. Let me put you over there. Let's go. There. No, we still can't see you. We need you over here. Wanted to see the pussycat eating. Can we bring you this way? Oh my goodness, no peace to eat your egg. It's terrible. There we go. Right, that's you with an egg. And I'm going to give you a tray of meat as well, just to keep you busy. There. And then we will go and take this thing out to the meadow. It's hiding in the grass. Let's hope it's alive. Right, I'll try not to wobble you all around too much. I might even pause you till we get there. Might be an idea. Whoa, get hold of the iPad. Got you. Got you and me. Here we go. Off to the meadow, which isn't very far. We're really, 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 really close. And that's a terrible camera angle all up under my chin. Woo! There. Oh, we are going. Woo! Spinny, spinny. We're going over here to this big grassy patch. I'm going to go near this tree because then this thing can have some shade if it wants. But I know it will want to get out in the sunshine as well. We could do with some shade too. Let's see if we can find it. So I'll pan you back down to my box of goodies. Now then, let's see what exciting things I have in my box. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hiding in all this grass. Oh, there it is down the bottom. Hopefully it's still alive. Oh, yeah, it's definitely still alive. Well, I can take this grass out and leave it here. And it's a young one because it's not very large, but it's already been captured at some point. No, it's not a snake. This is a slow worm. Oh, and it's very active and busy. I'll try and get it to sit still for a second so you can get a decent look. Whoa! Come on, Mr. Slow Worm, I'm about to set you free. It should have a long pointy tail, but it's got this little stump at the end, so at some point something's already munched its tail. Probably whatever caught it and brought it home. But it's still very much alive. So we're going to set it free in this wonderful grassy meadow. And it can make a new home for itself here. And hopefully it'll escape before Lulu finds it. Because we certainly don't want her catching it. Right, you off then, little one. Sit still so we can see you. I can see you. I don't know if the camera can. It's not very long. They'll get at least twice this length as adults. Actually, it's a lizard. A lizard with no legs. A legless lizard. We do have lots of them in my area. Yes, we're about to have one more. That's better, nice and still, and we can see you. So, off into this grassy patch you go. They eat slugs and worms. And I can hear something rustling. Don't know what it is though. Might have just been a fly. Right, off you go then. Can we see you? There we are. Oh, I don't know if we can see you. What can we see on the camera? Are you disappearing? Don't know if you're in focus. Oh, and gone. As I mentioned, I wasn't planning to be doing any filming today, but while we are, let's go and take a look and see how this pumpkin patch is getting on. I can see the beautiful big tall sunflowers up the top there, looking splendid. I love these big things, big pumpkins and big sunflowers. So exciting. Now I call it the pumpkin patch. There's no actual pumpkins, as in big orange Halloweeny pumpkins in here. There are various varieties of winter squash for eating, like a butternut squash. I don't think I've got any butternut squash out here. Lots of Turk's turban growing this year, and they're getting massive. I'll try and, you can see this one. There's no pulling leaves out of the way to see it. I'll bring my hand into focus, give you an idea of size. Yay! My beautiful big Turk's turbany squash. It's huge. I'll pan you back. One huge Turk's turban. And we move you slowly over. And there's two more over here. There are leaves in the way. Let's move them. Oh, there we go. Two big Turk's turbans. These particular ones I have this year haven't got much of this front, well, they've got this big front disc that's different to the rest of the pumpkin squash. But Turk's turban usually have a big domey bulge coming out of here. And this plant this year hasn't done that. I think I've got one somewhere that's a bit bulgy, but most of them don't seem to be. So I'm trying not to pan you too fast, just a sea of whizzing leaves. And over here the pink banana's also doing extremely well this year. Got quite a few growing, and this one's looking very banana shaped. It's a big one. Pink banana, yay! Which is at the moment very banana-y, very yellow, and not pink at all. But if I scan you over, there's one growing over there that's just starting to change colour shade. Going a slightly pale, fawny yellow at the moment. It'll get a slightly peachy tone as it's ripening up even more. I can see a curry squash. I like curry as a squash to eat. I haven't managed to grow very many this year, so I'm very pleased to see this one. I think it's the only one I've seen at the moment. Yay! Nice orange curry squash. It's a proper good pumpkin-y colour. It's not as big as my Turk's turbans are, but that's nice. We want different size squashes for different cooking dinner choices. There we go. A smaller one. Oh, where have we gone? There. One small bluey pumpkin. I'll also bring you over here to show you the grapes. Now this is a white grape. If I step back a bit, you can see it's taking up quite a lot of space along this fence, which is great. Great grapes, yay, great grapes. Now they're a small grape. I don't know if that's because it's a variety or because I'm doing something wrong in pruning and thinning. It's grown me some very nice small grapes for several years now, and they're sweet and juicy and delicious. They don't get very big. They will get slightly larger than they are at the moment. We'll get like little red currants, so more of currant sized grape. But I like the taste, and I'm thrilled because although they're small, there are lots and lots of bunches of them. So just right for a packed lunchbox. A little tiny individual bunch of grapes. I've brought us out onto the grass because it's so hot in the polytunnel. I'm melting, and I wanted to show you this sweet corn. And I specifically chose this sweet corn to show you because as I peel off these outer husk, try and get you in shot. As I'm peeling these off, we'll see that inside this one, oh, I need a bit more. Let's see how much you can see. There are only a few actual fat, juicy kernels of corn. There's lots of little tiny empty spaces. And what's happened here is this hasn't been pollinated very well. In the polytunnel where I'm growing my sweet corn, I need to hand pollinate because sweet corn is a wind pollinated crop, and I don't get much wind in the polytunnel, which I'm quite pleased about. That's why things grow in there so well. Each of these fluffy hairy bits that you get on a sweet corn, or each one little hair, actually is connected to one kernel of corn. So for every hairy bit, there is one kernel of corn connected to the bottom. And when it's all closed up, I'm going to eat this, there we go. When it's growing on the plant and it's all shut up, and you just get this hairy tufty bit hanging out the top. And then on top of the corn plant there's the polleny dust, and the polleny dust drops down in the wind and lands on these hairs. And as long as we get some pollen on every single hair, all of the corns inside will develop into nice fat little kernels of corn, which is what we're after and want. So this one didn't get pollinated very well at all, because there's all these possible corns that could have grown, but they didn't get pollinated, so they haven't fattened up into nice fat ripe kernels. So that's what went wrong with this. It's not a disease, it's not a genetic fault with the plant. This simply did not get properly pollinated at pollination time. So we've got these few fat knobbly bobbles that obviously did get some pollen, and lots of immature little corn knobbles that didn't fatten up. The ones we've got still taste delicious, they're still good to eat. We've just got lots that aren't fat enough to worth bothering about. I like eating them raw, but that's a bit strange. Yum. Oh my, quick jumpy video. I was filming in the garden and I ran out of filming time and I got cut off all of a sudden. So I'm back home now, and after you left me in the garden, I've continued to be busy. I've been harvesting lots of fruit. It's the fruit harvesting time of year. I've got absolutely loads of blackberries. I did get blackberries. These are not blackberries. I got loads of black currants, Ribena berries to those of you here in the UK. So that was a really good harvest today. Probably what's going to be the last of my red currants. There are still red currants on the bush, but I'll leave them for the birds, I suspect. But you never know, in a week's time I might still be picking a few more. And some blackberries. I did get some blackberries from my thornless blackberry bush that we were having a look at the last time in the garden. And just a small handful of these luxurious physalis fruits that are very expensive in the supermarkets, so well worth growing. I have grown them on a south-facing wall here in the UK, but they really do much prefer being in the polytunnel and give me a nice harvest each year. So although there's not many, I will get more than this. I'll be picking them for weeks to come. They're so expensive in the supermarkets, they're well worth growing. And that's us for today, all done. So have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye!